Chapter 1. Aries. There are 4 states of consciousness that are possible for man: sleep, vigilant consciousness, self-consciousness, and objective consciousness. Imagine for a moment, dear reader, a house with 4 floors. The poor intellectual animal, mistakenly called man, normally lives on the 2 lower floors, but never in life does he use the 2 superior floors. The intellectual animal divides his painful and miserable life between run-of-the-mill sleep and the improperly called vigil state, which unfortunately is another form of sleep. While the physical body sleeps in bed, the ego, enveloped in its lunar bodies, goes around with the consciousness asleep like a somnambulist, moving freely in the molecular region. In the molecular region, the ego projects dreams and lives in them. No logic, continuity, causes, or effects whatsoever exist in its dreams. All psychic functions work without direction whatsoever, and subjective images, incoherent, vague, imprecise scenes, etc., appear and disappear. When the ego, enveloped in its lunar bodies, returns to the physical body, then follows the second state of consciousness, called vigil state, which is, after all, nothing else but another form of sleep. When the ego returns to its physical body, the dreams continue in the interior. The so-called vigil state is really dreaming while awake. When the sun rises, the stars are hidden, but they do not cease to exist. This is how dreams are in the vigil state. They continue secretly, they do not cease to exist. This means that the intellectual animal, mistakenly called man, only lives in the world of dreams. Justly did the poet say that life is a dream. The rational animal drives cars dreaming. He works in the factory, in the office, in the farm, etc., dreaming. He falls in love dreaming. He marries dreaming. Rarely, very rarely in life is he awake. He lives in a world of dreams and firmly believes that he is awake. The 4 Gospels demand awakening, but unfortunately, they do not say how to awaken. Before all else, it is necessary to comprehend that one is asleep. It is only when someone fully realizes that he is asleep that he really enters the path of awakening. Whoever manages to awaken then becomes self-conscious, acquires consciousness of himself. The most serious error of many ignorant pseudo-esoterists and pseudo-occultists is that of presuming having self-consciousness, and to believe, moreover, that everyone is awake, that all people possess self-consciousness. If we want to arrive at the awakening of consciousness, at self-consciousness, we have to work with the consciousness here and now. It is precisely here in this physical world where we should work to awaken consciousness. Whoever awakens here awakens everywhere in all the dimensions of the universe. The human organism is a living zodiac, and in each of its 12 constellations, the consciousness sleeps profoundly. It is urgent to awaken consciousness in each of the 12 parts of the human organism, and that is the purpose of the zodiacal exercises. Aries governs the head, Taurus the throat, Gemini the arms, legs, and lungs, Cancer the thymus gland, Leo the heart, Virgo, the abdomen, the intestines, Libra, the kidneys, Scorpio, the sexual organs, Sagittarius, the major femoral arteries, Capricorn, the knees, Aquarius, the calves, the feet. It is really lamentable that this living zodiac of man, the microcosm, sleeps so profoundly. On the basis of tremendous super efforts, it becomes indispensable to achieve the awakening of consciousness in each of our 12 zodiacal signs. Light and consciousness are 2 phenomena of a same thing. To a lesser degree of consciousness corresponds a lesser degree of light. To a greater degree of consciousness, a greater degree of light. We need to awaken consciousness in order to cause each of the 12 parts of our own microcosmic zodiac to shine and sparkle. Our entire zodiac should become light and splendor. The work with our own zodiac begins precisely with Aries. The disciple should sit in a comfortable armchair with the mind still and in silence, empty of all kinds of thoughts. The devotee should close his eyes in order that nothing of the world distract him. Imagine that the very pure light of Aries floods the cerebrum. He should remain in that state of meditation all the time he wants, and then he will sing the powerful mantra Aum by opening the mouth properly with the A, rounding it with the U, and closing it with the holy M. The powerful mantra Aum is in itself a terribly divine creation because it attracts the forces of the very beloved Father, of the very adored Son, and of the very wise Holy Spirit. The vowel A attracts the forces of the Father. The vowel U attracts the forces of the Son. The vowel M attracts the forces of the Holy Spirit. Aum is a powerful logoic mantra. The devotee should sing this powerful mantra 4 times during this exercise of Aries, and then, standing up toward the east, he will extend his right arm forward, moving his head forward 7 times, 7 times backwards, turning it 7 times towards the right, turning it 7 times towards the left, with the intention that the light of Aries will work within the cerebrum, awakening the pineal and pituitary glands, which permit us the perception of the superior dimensions of space. It is urgent for the light of Aries to develop within our cerebrum, awakening our consciousness, developing the secret powers contained in the pituitary and pineal glands. Aries is the symbol of Ra, Rama, the Lamb. By properly singing the powerful mantra Ra, it causes the spinal fires and the 7 magnetic centers of the dorsal spine to vibrate. Aries is a zodiacal sign of fire. It possesses a formidable energy, and man, the microcosm, captures it in accordance with his manner of thinking, feeling, and acting. Hitler, who was a native of Aries, utilized this type of energy in a destructive manner. Nonetheless, we should recognize that in the beginning, before committing the craziness of launching humanity to the Second World War, he utilized the energy of Aries in a constructive manner, elevating the level of living of the German people. Through direct experience, we have been able to verify that the natives of Aries quarrel frequently with their spouse. The natives of Aries have a marked tendency to argue. They are very quarrelsome by nature. The natives of Aries feel capable of embarking on great enterprises and carrying them to a good conclusion. There exists in the natives of Aries the serious defect of wanting to always utilize willpower in an egotistical manner, Hitler style, in an antisocial and destructive manner. The natives of Aries like independent living, but many of them prefer the military, and in the latter there is no independence. Pride, self-confidence, and ambition, and a truly crazy courage prevail in the character of the natives of Aries. The metal of Aries is iron, the stone ruby, the color red, the element fire. Marriage with people of Libra is favorable to the natives of Aries because fire and air comprehend each other very well. If the natives of Aries want to be happy in marriage, they should put an end to the defect of anger.